today we're going to be doing a abbreviated Ashtanga practice again. So just as a reminder, we've done Ashtanga before, there's another video. And Ashtanga is the same set of poses, the same sequence every time, wherever you go. There's various sequences. So there's the primary sequence and there's the secondary sequence, but I practice the primary sequence. Doing the full Ashtanga practice generally takes about an hour and a half, I would say, all the poses, which especially when I give cues and when I talk through it, probably would be even a little longer. So we're today going to be focusing on the standing part of the sequence. So we're going to do all the poses in the first sort of third of the practice. So that's all the standing poses, all the balances, and then a few poses from like sort of later on in the practice to move through. As always, I'll give loads of options and progressions for certain poses. For props, you might be wanting a belt for later on when we're seated, and also for our balance, and a block for a couple of the standing poses. So if you put your block at the front of your mat, that would be a good place to have it. If there's any poses that you don't like, you don't have to do them. If there's any poses that you find uncomfortable, or if you ever have discomfort or pain, please come out of that pose and just, you can wait for us in downward dog or in child's pose, or just stand and wait. This is your yoga practice. I'm just giving you suggestions on how to move. You can do whatever feels right for you, and I hope you have fun. As last time, I said there's always the starting and finishing chant in Ashtanga, so I'm going to stick with that and practice my singing. Lucky you. Okay, so let's just sit for the chant and excuse my voice. Om Varde Gurnam Charna Vinde Sandrasita Svatma Sukhava Bodhe Nisreyase Jankalikamane Samsara Halalam Moa Shantye Abahu Puru Shakram Shankasikar Siddharinam Sahasra Swenam Svetvam Pranamami Patanjalim. Great. Okay. I've got a little cheat sheet. I'll definitely, I can send that to you if you ever want to do the practice yourself. It shows all the poses that they are and what to do, so I can send that to you if you want. And with Ashtanga, we sort of get right into it, no warm-up. So, well, we're warming up through the sun salutation. So if you want to get to the front of your mat, standing, and we get into Tadasana. So for that, we're going to stand with our feet touching, or if you prefer, feet hip width apart. Let's lift our toes, as we always do, spreading them wide and lowering them one at a time. Lowering the little toes, second toe, middle toe, the next toe and the big toe, and then if you want, lift our heels and place them down. And maybe now we've been lifting our toes for so long, maybe you can feel that you're already a little bit more nimble, lowering them one at a time. Going to tuck our pelvic floor or perineum and our abdomen to sort of create a little bit of like a firm middle here. We're going to roll our shoulders up, back and down, shoulder blades together. By doing that, we're opening our chest a little bit, like opening our chest, and palms are already facing forward. Shoulders down and away from the ears. We're looking forward, tucking the chin a little bit so we've got a nice flat neck. Stand here for one breath. And exhale. In Ashtanga, we're going to try and move with our breath, so I'll count you through. We inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down, full forward fold, hands on that side of the feet. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins or fingertips to mat. Exhale, you can step back. Let's step back for the first few. Standing here, staying here, inhale, exhale, we're coming down. Either knees, chest, chin, or if you want, you could already try Chaturanga. Inhale, we're moving into an up dog or a cobra. Cobra will be down here. Exhale, we're pushing into a down dog. First down dog of today. So let's set ourselves up. Our hands are shoulder width apart. Middle fingers are pointing forward. Pushing into the whole hand. Pushing into the ball of the hand, the knuckles, the fingers. So we're really protecting our wrists by spreading our weight through the whole hand. Shoulders are pulling away from the ears and pulling slightly apart. Nice flat back, engaging the core. Maybe bending the knees a little bit if you're finding it difficult to have a flat back. Feet hip width apart, toes pointing forward, and we're looking towards the space in between our big toes. Staying here for maybe another 2 breaths, 3 breaths. We're going to stay in down dog for 5 breaths every time we get into it, or most times we get into it at the beginning. 2 more breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose. Out with the next inhale, stepping forward with the right foot, followed by the left foot. Inhale, half forward fold here, hands to shins, fingertips to mat. Exhale, we're folding down, forward fold, maybe bending the knees a little. Inhale, engaging the core, we're coming up with a flat back. Exhale, hands into heart center. Lovely, next one. Inhale, arms up, looking towards the thumbs if you want. Exhale, we're folding down, full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins, fingertips to mat. Exhale, we're stepping back with the left, followed by the right, into plank. Inhale here, exhale for plank, for Chaturanga. We would shift slightly forward on our toes, the tips of our toes, and we're bending our arms. We're bending our arms to not more than 45 degrees, and we're sliding forward. Inhale, sliding forward, rolling over our toes into an up dog. Imagine you're rolling over a beach ball, rolling through the whole spine. Exhale, we're pushing back into a down dog. In down dog, if you want, you can step your feet in a tiny bit if your down dog feels a little long. Again, pushing into the hands, engaging the core, looking towards the toes. Lovely down dogs, everyone. 3 more breaths. Next inhale, stepping forward with the left foot, followed by the right foot. Inhale, half forward fold here, hands to shins, fingertips to mat. Exhale, we're folding down. Inhale, engaging the core, and we're coming up. Exhale, hands down. I want to show you something quickly before we continue. From the next time that we're down here, instead of stepping back, you can also try to jump back. So we're putting our hands down, maybe bending our knees a little, and then we jump back. And you can do that in several steps or in one. So one down, full forward fold, half forward fold, we're placing our hands down, and then we try to jump back. And in the jump back, you don't have to do it, step if you want. Try to land as silently as you can. I don't do it all the time, sometimes I'm like, that was loud. But you almost think of how a cat would land, like very feline, no sound, like we're ninjas, no one can hear us doing our yoga. But try it, and if you don't like it, don't do it the next time around, but I'm going to say jump back now instead of step back. Okay, let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins, fingertips to mat. Exhale, hands down, jumping back if we want, into plank. Inhale here, and exhale, we're coming down whichever way we want. We could also do a half chaturanga, knees down, and then we come down. Inhale, cobra, or upward dog. Exhale, we're pushing back. Lovely Cobra dogs there. Maybe stepping in a little bit, pushing back. Pulling our heels towards the mat. They don't have to touch the mat. Mine don't touch the mat yet. Just engaging, pulling them down so that our calves are stretching. Breathing in and out through the nose the entire time. If you lose that contact with your breath, that is totally fine. We're moving fast. But just come back to your breath whenever you are in down dog, whenever you have a moment to connect again. 2 more breaths. If you jump back and you want to try to jump forward, bend your knees, coming onto your tiptoes, bend your knees, looking to the space between your thumbs and try to jump forward in between your hands. Nice. Inhale, half forward fold, looking down. Exhale, full forward fold, trying to bring your forehead towards your shins. Inhale, engaging the core, we're coming up. Exhale, hands into heart center. We're going to do 2 more of these. So it's 5 sun salutations A and then 3 sun salutations B. And I think we can all handle another 2 here. Inhale, arms up, pulling the shoulders down as we have our hands together. Exhale, engaging the core, we're folding down. Hands either side of the feet, bending the knees if you have to. Inhale, half forward, fingertips to mat or hands to shins. Exhale, hands down, maybe trying to jump back into a plank. Inhale here, exhale, we're coming down through chaturanga, half chaturanga, knees to chin. Coming into an up dog or a cobra. Exhale, pushing in to our downward dog. Stepping our feet in a little bit if we want. Every time we're in down dog, we're noticing when sort of placing ourselves as mindfully as if it was our first down dog. Are our shoulders pulling away from the ears? Are they pulling apart? Are we having pressure through the whole hand? Is our back flat? Are our abs engaged? Are our toes pointing forward? 2 more breaths. You want to jump forward, bending your knees, coming onto the tiptoes, looking to the space between your fingers, and jumping forward. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins, fingertips to mat. Exhale, hands down, full forward fold. Inhale, engaging the core, we're coming up. Lovely, hands into heart center. Alright, last sun salutation A. I'm going to talk a bit less now so we can focus on our body and our breathing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down, full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, hands down and stepping or jumping back. Inhale, exhale, coming down through chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, cobra back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Breathing here for 5. Let's bend our knees, looking forward and maybe jumping or stepping forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Lovely. Exhale, full forward fold. And engaging the core and we're coming up. Exhale, hands into heart center. Well done, everyone. Getting warm, I'm hoping. Okay, we're doing our sun salutations B, Surya Namaskar B, which starts with a chair and then we'll add warrior 1. Virabhadrasana 1. Okay. Great. Let's just inhale, arms up, and exhale, pulling our hands back into the heart center. And now inhale, we're bending our knees, we're coming into a chair. Knees are pushing together. Make sure you can see your big toes. Flat back, so not that duck bum, but nice flat back. If you have to come up a little, that's fine. Arms up. And maybe looking to the thumbs, but if you don't like it, on your shoulders, have your hands into heart center. Inhale and exhale, we're straightening our legs, so we're coming into a full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, hands down and either stepping or jumping back into our plank. Lovely. Inhale, exhale, we're coming down whichever way we want. Knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, half chaturanga. Inhale, slide forward into our cobra or our up dog. Push toes untucked, bending through the whole back. Exhale, coming into a down dog. And from down dog, we're going to place the sole of our left foot on the mat, toes pointing to the left corner of the mat, the top corner. I'm going to step forward, coming onto the tiptoes of the back foot, right foot in between our hands, placing the sole of the left foot back down. And when I move through my Ashtanga sequence, I like to stay here in this sort of low lunge with the sole of the foot down for a few breaths for the first time, just to sort of wake my hips up a little bit. And we want to orientate our hips so that they're more or less in line with the front edge of the mat. We don't want to have a flat side. We don't want to be in line with the long edge of the mat as we would be in Warrior 2. But we want to have our chest want to face the front. Let's try to orientate our hips like that. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. With the next inhale, we're going to raise our arms and we're coming up into a Warrior 1, sorry. Our hands are together overhead, or you could have them shoulder width apart. And we want to here, you're pulling your right hip of the front leg back a little bit and pushing the left hip forward a little bit. Really pushing into the back foot, that will help in order to make our hips and our chest more parallel with the front of the mat. I'm feeling that a little bit. I feel that quite a bit in the sort of obliques or the back muscles on the left side when I try to orientate myself like that. Let's have one breath here, looking towards the thumbs maybe if that's okay, on the neck. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, hands down, stepping back with the right foot into plank. Inhale, exhale, coming down, either knees, chest, chin, half chaturanga, chaturanga. Inhale, sliding forward into upward dog or cobra. Exhale, pushing back into a downward dog. Now we're placing the sole of the right foot down, toes pointing to the right edge, right corner of the mat at the front, and coming onto the tiptoes of the right, we're stepping the left foot in between our hands. Sole of the right foot coming down again. Let's stay here again for a moment, trying to orientate our hips again to face forward, the front. Imagine you have headlights on your hips and you want them to shine forward. Bending that front knee. The bend doesn't have to be too deep at all. If you're finding it really difficult to orientate your hips forward, or you're finding this uncomfortable anywhere in your body, you could do a high lunge instead of a Warrior 1 and come on the ball of your back foot. Okay, stay here for one breath. Inhale, exhale. With the next inhale, we're coming up, arms overhead, and if you wanted to do your high lunge, you would just come onto the ball of the back foot, and that will make it so much easier to have your hips forward. Whatever feels good to you today. And again, pulling that hip of the front leg, the left hip now back, and the right hip pushing that forward by pushing into the back foot. Fantastic warriors there. Breathing here, really playing around with our hips, and one more breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, hands down, either side of the front foot, stepping back into a plank. Inhale, exhale, coming down, whichever way you want. Inhale, we're sliding forward into our back bend, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, pushing into our down dog. And we're staying here for 5 breaths. A lot longer, this sequence. Srinaska, be more poses, but more vigorous. Connecting again with your breath. If you've lost that connection, if you're a bit out of breath, in and out through the nose. Okay, with the next breath, we're either stepping or jumping forward in between our hands. Inhale, half forward, forward. Exhale, full forward, forward. Inhale, we're bending our knees and we're coming straight again into a chair. And exhale, we're straightening our legs, hands into heart center. Lovely, we know what we're doing now. Whew, getting warm. Okay, let's do it again. Let's bend our knees, coming into, we'll do 2 more of those. Coming into our chair, arms overhead or hands into heart center. Inhale, exhale, straightening those legs, folding forward into a full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins, fingertips to mat. Exhale, hands down and either stepping or jumping back into plank. Inhale, exhale, we're coming down whichever way we want. Knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, half chaturanga. Inhale, our cobra. Exhale, or up dog. Exhale, we're pushing back into our downward dog. Coming again to warrior 1 on the right. So placing the left foot down, stepping forward with the right foot. Let's stay in this low lunge for 1 moment. Again, orientating our hips. Exhale, and inhale, we're coming up. Cartwheeling our arms up. Lovely. Inhale here, and exhale, we're coming out of it straight away. Coming to both back foot, stepping into plank. Inhale, coming down whichever way we want. Inhale, looking up. I think I just said inhale. Exhale, pushing back into down dog. Now, warrior 1 on the left, so we're placing the right foot down, stepping forward with the left. 1 breath here. Again, orientating our hips. Inhale, exhale. And with the inhale, we're coming up. Warrior 1. Again, maybe pulling our left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale and exhale, coming down, stepping back into plank. Inhale, exhale, coming down whichever way we want. Inhale, coming through cobra or upward dog. Exhale, we're pushing back. Nice, everyone moving so well, really good. Keeping in time. Breathing here. Okay, if you want to try and jump forward, bend your knees, look towards your fingers between your hands, and jump. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins, fingertips to mat. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, bending our knees and coming up into a chair again. Inhale, exhale, straightening those legs, hands into heart center. You're doing it really, really well. Well done. 1 more. Okay, we're definitely, you can see you don't necessarily need that little warm up that we do. You get very warm during the sun salutations. Okay, last one. Bending our knees. Coming into our chair, arms up or into heart center if you prefer. Inhale, exhale, straightening those legs, we're folding down. Inhale, half forward fold, whichever way you want. Exhale, hands down, stepping or jumping back. Inhale, exhale, coming down whichever way we want. Inhale, coming into our back bend, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, we're pushing back. We're placing our left foot down, and inhale, we're stepping forward into between our hands with the right. Exhale here, inhale, we're coming up, warrior 1. Lovely. Exhale, hands go down straight away. We're moving faster now. Into plank, and exhale, we're coming down whichever way we want. Inhale, up, back bend. Exhale, downward dog. We're placing the right foot down. Stepping forward with the left. Exhale. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands down. You're doing really well. Stepping back. Inhale, exhale, coming down whichever way we want. Inhale, sliding forward. And exhale, pushing back. Obviously, if at any time it's too fast, you don't like it anymore, come into a child's pose or just go at your own pace. 4 more breaths in downward dog. If you want to try to jump forward, come onto your tiptoes, bend your knees, look between your hands, and jump or step. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. And inhale, we're bending our knees in our full forward fold, and we're coming into a chair. Inhale and exhale, straightening those legs. Well done. Great job. We are moving on to the next part. That is 2 forward folds. We did them last time when we did our Ashtanga sequence. So for our forward folds, we're bringing our feet hip width apart. I'll show you how to do the rest from the side. So feet are hip width apart. Toes pointing forward. We're placing, I'll show you first. We're going to do it in the way that we're protecting our back. So we're really bending our knees a lot so that our abdomen and our chest are in touch with our ribs. First we're going to do the peace fingers around our big toes, and next we're going to bring our hands under our feet if we can, otherwise just stay with the toes. I'm going to grab here, and then I'm going to gently straightening our legs, keeping our body in touch with our thighs at all time to protect our back. Okay. So let's place our feet down, width apart, hands on hips, shoulders back together, shoulder blades together, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, we're puffing our chest up. Exhale, let's bend our knees and fold down. We're grabbing our big toes with our peace fingers. Thumbs are on the back of the toe, so they're not touching the ground. We're looking up, looking down, so back is flat. And exhale, we're now folding gently. When you feel your upper body losing connection with your legs, with your thighs, then come back to where you were before. Gently, however far you can go. Your elbows are pulling you away. Try to keep your shoulders away from the ears as well. Really good job. Still, even if your legs are a little bent, or if they're quite a lot bent, you'll probably still feel that stretch in your hamstrings, in your calves. So it doesn't have to be that your legs are straight. We're protecting our back here. 3 more breaths. In and out through the nose, nice deep breath. Okay, let's bend our knees a little more again. Let go of our big toes, and let's place our hands under our feet. So where the palm of the hand and the sole of the foot are touching. And maybe the toes are walking up your wrists, if that's possible, if that's comfortable. And we're bending our knees, we're bringing our abdomen, our chest in contact. We're looking forward, lifting. And exhale, we're bending here. Again, once your abdomen and chest lose touch with your legs, go back to where you were before. Nice deep breaths for 4. Okay, bending our knees, releasing our hands. Exhale, we bring our hands to our hips. Inhale, we're coming up. Lovely, well done. Really nice form there, coming up with a flat back. That looked great. Okay, great. So we're going to move here. You might want your block ready if you think you might need it. And I think a good idea is to put it on its long edge. Just have at the front of your mat ready to grab, sort of central. And we're going to generally when I've done Ashtanga classes, you step back into whatever pose during this part, and then you turn back and do the next. But obviously that doesn't really work well when we're doing it through video, because then you can't see me anymore. So we're just going to do it stepping back from the front. So we're going to step back with the right foot first, about halfway back on your mat, so not too big a step. Your heels are in line. And we're going to inhale, raise our arms, and exhale, someone's pulling us by that front hand, and we're cartwheeling down. And here you might want your block. You can place the block on the instep of your foot and use that to press into. If you don't have a block or you don't want to use a block, place your hand on your shin, or you could even grab your big toe if you can. And what we want to do is we want to try and make us nice and flat. Try to stack our hips on top of each other, shoulders on top of each other. And we're looking towards a top hand if that's comfortable for your neck, or down. Breathing here for another 4. In and out through the nose. Great triangles, looking good. Trying to have your top arm right pointing up, not pulling back too much. You don't want to overshoot. Breathing here. One more. Inhale. Exhale. With the next inhale, we're looking down to our big toe. And exhale, we're gently coming up. Inhale, we're stepping forward. The next one, I'm turning around so you can see that. So again, we're standing at the front of our mat. Maybe have our block in front of us. Inhale, we're stepping back this time with the left foot. Again, here the heels are in line, and the back foot actually is pointing forward a little bit. It's similar to how our feet are in our warrior poses. Inhale, we're raising our arms at shoulder level. Exhale, someone's pulling you by that front hand, and when you can't go any further, really great, looking good. We're coming down, either placing our hand on the block, or if we don't have a block, I don't want to use it, on our shin, maybe even holding our big toe if we can reach. And making us nice and flat, standing up tall, not sinking into the hips. Looking up to the top hand, maybe looking up and seeing, can I see that it is pointing up straight? Imagine there's a line going through your body, almost like a pole or a string, and you want it all in one line, like a pearl necklace. Your arms should be pretty much in line, not overshooting. Looking great. 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, breathing deeply, in and out through the nose. 1 more breath. And with the next inhale, we're looking down to our front foot, the right foot. Exhale, coming up. And then we're stepping forward. Lovely. Okay, we're going to do the reverse pose now. Again, have your block at the front. This is a bit more, I think the chance that you might want to use a block are higher in this pose. A bit more tricky. So we're stepping back again with our right foot. Sorry. And we're now going to place our hands on our hips, so our hips are pointing forward again. Both legs are straight. And now we're going to reach our right arm up. And again, we're moving forward. What we're now going to do is we're placing our hand on the outside of the front foot, the left foot. So either on that block, and you can obviously put the block however you want. Other arm, the left arm up, and trying to pull that back. Or if you don't need a block or don't have one, hand on the shin, or maybe even hand to the floor, palm to the floor. Looking great. Like this. Looking up. I find that I wobble in this pose, balance-wise. It's a little bit more tricky, and that's fine. Breathing here, looking to the top hand, to the left hand, or to the floor, wherever's more comfortable. 2 more breaths. And looking down, and inhale, we're coming up. and stepping forward. Feel that it's like you're working a lot more in order to stay stable. All right, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're stepping back with the left foot this time. Again, same distance as we did in the non-twisty triangle. Placing our hands on our hips so that our hips are pointing forward. Raising our left arm this time. Inhale, we're going forward. And exhale, placing our hand on the block on the outside of our right foot. Or if you don't have a block, don't want to use it, on your shin, or maybe even on the mat, hand flat to the ground. Twisting here. Whew. Wobbling maybe a little bit and feeling our body work. Okay, inhale, we're looking down, and we're coming up, stepping forward. Well done. Maybe shaking our legs out if that feels good. Rolling the shoulders a little bit. Okay, we're going to move through Parsvakonasana, or extended side stretch. So, standing in front of our mat, and we're stepping back. And this time it's a much longer step back, more the distance that you would do in a warrior pose. So, pretty much like sort of, if you stretch out your arms, your feet would be under your hands. So quite a long step, or more or less, like obviously what's comfortable for you. Your back foot is down and sort of more or less parallel to the short edge of your mat, or maybe pointing forward a tiny bit. Inhale, we're raising our arms. Exhale, we're bending our knee, front knee, and we're coming forward into a side stretch. And you can either have your arm, the forearm of the left forearm just above the left knee. You're stretching the right arm above. Or if you want to go a bit deeper, you could place your left hand on the instep of the left foot and stretch up here. If you're placing your hand on the floor, imagine that you're pushing your knee into your shoulder and your shoulder against the knee. So there's like a bit of a counter stretch there. By that, you're opening your hip and making yourself quite stable. The arm is stretching up, and you're also pushing into the back foot here. Really pushing intensely into the back foot. Staying for 3 more breaths, looking to the top hand or just straight ahead. Great poses, everyone. Yeah, reaching forward. Hand is going over your head. Okay, inhale, we're looking down. Exhale, and inhale, we're coming up, straightening that leg, and we're stepping forward. Doing it on the other side. So again, feet together, and we're stepping back, nice long step, maybe raising our arms and sort of seeing if our feet are more or less under our hands. Step not properly. Body's sort of open to the side. And inhale, we're raising our arms, bending the front knee, the right knee. We want, placing our right forearm just above our right knee and staying here, or if you want to go further, placing your right hand on the instep of your right foot and pressing your knee against your shoulder, against your arm, and the other way around, opening your hips like that. And the left arm is going overhead here, reaching forward. So we're trying to touch a wall that's just in front of us, trying to grab something. Fingers are together, the back foot, the outside edge, the little toe edge of the foot pressing into the ground. The back foot is doing yoga, the top hand is doing yoga. Looking great. 3 more breaths. In and out through the nose. Last breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, we're looking down, and exhale, we're coming up. And we're stepping forward again. Lovely. We're going to do the twisted version of this pose. So, we're going to step back with the right foot. Up on this side. We're stepping back with the right foot. we're raising our arms, we're bending that front knee, the left knee, and we're going to bring our hands together, and we're going to try and bring our right elbow to the outside of the left knee, like this, which we're staying from the front. This sounds like that. Maybe this is actually a good way of showing it. We're staying here. We're pressing into we're leaning into that twist by pressing our hands together, but keeping that knee bent, that front knee bent, looking great, really good effort. And maybe bringing that top elbow, the left elbow, a little bit closer into the body. Bring that in, really nice. 3 more breaths, looking to the ceiling if you want, or just looking down, looking at your hands. And inhale, we're coming up. Exhale, we're stepping forward. Lovely. Let's do that on the other side. Try that again from here. So we're stepping back with our left foot now. We're going to bend. I think what I didn't say before, maybe trying to have our hips square to the front a little bit more. Bending our front knee, the right knee. Bring our hands together. Trying to bring that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And if you want, you could place your right hand here as you help yourself get there. Bring hands together. Looking good. Challenging our balance. And twisting. Really nice. Two more breaths. And we're looking down, and we're coming up and stepping forward. Nice. If you want, you could shake your legs out again. And now we're coming through our wide-legged forward fold. So we're going to step, relatively big step here. Also, you could bring your block with you. Place that in the middle if you want to use it. Okay, and we're standing. And our feet are pointing forward and maybe pointing in a little bit, sort of pigeon-toed in. Like you don't want to have ballerina feet where the feet are pointing to the corners of your mat. If anything there, the toes are pointing a tiny bit to the middle of your mat. That makes sense. Okay, placing our hands on our hips. Inhale, we're puffing our chest up. Exhale, we're folding down, and we're going to bring our hands on the mat. Or if you can't reach or you find that uncomfortable, you could bring your hands on a block. Inhaling here, we're looking forward, and then exhale, we're trying to fold down a little bit. So we're just bringing the crown of the head towards the ground, as much as you can, as little as you want. We're staying here for 3 breaths. If your hands are on the ground, you want to have your hands in between your feet. So not in front of your feet, not behind your feet, in between your feet. And your hands are shoulder width apart. And if you want, you could push the mat forward with your hands and see if you can bring your head closer to the ground. You can fold a bit more. Maybe at some point you can get the crown of your head to touch the ground. Not necessary at all though. Looking great. Really good folds there, guys. 2 more breaths. Okay, inhale, we're coming up. We're leaving our hands on the ground. Looking forward. Exhale, bring our hands to our hips. And inhale, coming up gently with a flat back. Lovely. Inhale, bring our arms out to the side. Exhale, hands on our hips. I'd say the thumb sort of close to our spine, our hands sort of on our sides. Rolling our shoulders down. And now we're going to do the same thing, but we're leaving our hands on our hips. So probably means that you won't fold as deep. Inhale, puffing our chest up, and exhale, we're folding down as much or as little as we want. Everything's great. If you're quite parallel to the ground, that's perfect. You want to go a bit deeper, that's also wonderful. Breathing here for another 5. Okay, inhale, we're coming up in one smooth movement, flat back. Lovely, wonderful. Okay, arms out. And now we're going to bring our hands behind our back, clasping them together like this. Great, perfect. Our knuckles are pulling down. Inhale, we're already puffing our chest up. And exhale, we're folding down again. And here you want to then pull your hands over your head. Obviously, if this really hurts on your shoulders, don't do this, please. Just place your hands on the ground. We really want to pull our hands over our head if we can, using our hands as a lever to fold deeper. Okay, great. Yeah, maybe at some point, maybe you can get the crown of your head to touch the floor, but don't worry, you don't have to. Just really stretching our shoulders out here, trying to bring the heels of your hands to touch, the balls of your hands to touch. But if that's not working for you, that's fine. 2 more breaths. Okay, inhale, coming again up in one smooth movement as someone's pulling you by the hands. Lovely. One last one, there's 4 of these. Okay, inhale, let's place our hands on our hips and we're coming down to halfway. And now we're going to bring our, if you can, your peace fingers again around your big toes. So you're holding your big toes. If you're finding this difficult, just hold your calves with your hands. So grabbing your big toes if you can, placing again, the thumb is resting on the top of the toe, not touching the ground. Inhale, we're looking up, nice flat back. And exhale, we're folding and we're pulling by our toes. And maybe you can bring the crown of your head closer to the ground. Chances are you might be more able to touch the ground with the crown of your head. Finding it super easy to touch the crown of your head, you could come out of this fold a little bit and bring your feet together a bit more, not such a wide stance. That will make it more difficult to bring your head to the ground. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Okay, inhale, we're folding up, we're keeping our toes. Exhale, we're letting go of the toes, hands on the hips. And inhale, we're coming up. Lovely. Okay, we're stepping forward again. And we're shaking our feet out if you want. Well done. What's the next one? Okay, we're doing pyramid pose. For pyramid pose, Parvasana, we're either holding our arms behind our back like this, or we could try to do a reverse prayer. So for reverse prayer, maybe want to try it first with one hand, bring that between your shoulder blades, and then maybe bring the other one along and bring your hands to touch. If you can't do that, holding your elbows is perfect. Okay, let's wiggle our hands there, and let's step back, similar to our triangle, halfway down the mat, but here our feet are on train tracks. So we're not on a tightrope, but on train tracks. So our feet are hip width apart. We want to pull our, again, parallel to the hips are facing the front. So pulling our step back with the right foot. So we're pulling our left hip back, the right hip forward. Inhale, we're puffing our chest up, we're opening our chest. And exhale, we're folding down as much as we can or as little as we want. Keeping both legs straight. Trying to keep hands, if you're doing prayer, in touch with each other. Inhale, breathing here. 3 more breaths. Looking to the big toe or towards the shin. Okay, with the next inhale, we're coming up. Exhale, stepping forward. If you've got reverse prayer, let's leave it there. And we're stepping back with the left foot now. Same thing again. Feet hip width apart on train tracks. Pulling back with the right hip now and forward with the left. Inhale, we're puffing up our chest, and exhale, we're folding down. As much as we can, as little as we want today. It's all about today, not about what we did last week. 3 more breaths. Okay, inhale, we're coming up. Exhale, we're stepping forward and we're letting go of our arms behind our back and maybe shaking out our hands if we want. Ooh. Okay, great. We're going to do our balances now. So maybe get your belt for the balance. The first balance that we're doing is Ujjita Pada Hasta Padangusthasana. So that's where we stand on one leg. I'll show you first, and maybe we're holding our big toe. If we can't hold our big toe, actually, I'll just push this back. And here a trick is to stand on, if you have quite a squishy mat, push that back so you can stand on. The harder the floor is you're standing on, the more easier it's going to be to balance. And if you can't hold your foot, you could get a belt and use that. We're opening your hips as well. Or if you don't want to do that today, because you don't want to do it today, you can just stand and hold your knee and then move through it. Okay, let's get going. So if you want to stand first, placing our feet down and lifting our toes off the ground, placing the toes down one at a time, and then lifting our heels, coming down like that. Really nice firm grounding. We're going to start by lifting our right leg first, and maybe just bend slightly, just rather than like really pushing our knee back in the left knee, we're just bending it ever so slightly. We're going to raise our right leg up and either hold our knee or maybe see if we can hold our toe or use that belt and stretching out. And we're staying here let's stay for 3, not 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, inhale, we're opening our leg to the side. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, we're bringing our leg in again, and now we're trying to fold down, bringing our chin to our knee. If we can't touch it, that's fine. And then coming back up. That's where the balance is a bit tricky for me. See? Okay, and once we come back up, we're going to let go of our foot, and then we're going to balance here, just holding the leg out. Wonderful. Really good. Okay, we're coming out. As I generally say around balances, they are frustrating. Let's do the other side. Again, first let's bring our feet together, lifting our toes, placing the toes down one at a time, lifting our heels. Bending that right leg, the standing leg now, tiny bit, bringing our left leg up, and either holding the toe or knee or belt. And the other hand is on your hip. And staying here for 3, 2, 1. And we're moving, opening to the side if we can without falling out. For 3, 2, 1. Great idea to straighten the leg out, arm out for extra balance. Bring the leg in again and then trying to fold down a little bit. And then coming up again. And now letting go of the belt or the foot and holding the leg out. Great, let's all work on our own ability and trying not to feel like we're doing something that isn't proper deal. Coming out, shake your standing leg out maybe. That's something that I've realized only this week when I was doing yoga, that I'm getting less worried about what a pose should look like, what other people do. It's actually been a year of doing yoga at home by myself, and only now I was like, okay, it's more about how it feels to me. So really, if you can't get your leg out as high as other people, and that's great, like good for them, good for you. It's just about you. It's difficult to remember that. One more balance. We're almost coming to the floor. Okay, let's raise our toes again. I'll just show you before we start actually. So you could do tree pose if you don't want to do this one, or we're going to bring our foot in. We're going to try and hold our foot in our hand, and then maybe you can hold the foot going behind our back, reach that foot and hold the foot in the hand. If you can reach your foot, you could then fold down. If you can't reach your foot behind the back, you just hold the other arm and you just stand tall. Or as I said, like you could even just be in a nice tree pose. Whatever feels right for you today. Okay, so again, feet together, lifting the toes up, placing them down, lifting the heel, nice firm grounding, bending the knee a teeny tiny bit, not pushing it through. Starting by lifting the right leg. And as I said, either tree or seeing if we can get it into our hand. And then maybe going behind, seeing if we can hold our other arm. If we can't, that's fine as well. Or maybe just hold our t-shirt or our shorts, our leggings. Or maybe reaching that foot. And if you can reach your foot and hold it, stretching your other arm up. And then try, if you want, to fold down and stand there. Great, really good. Challenging ourselves within what feels good. Nice job. Wherever we are, let's stay for 2 more breaths. And then if you're down, your hand is on the ground, bending your knee, the standing knee, and gently try to come out. Not just let go of your foot and come out. Wonderful, really great. And then letting go of the foot and coming out. Well done, very well done. Okay, other foot, so standing on the right. Again, let's lift our toes, placing them down. Might get boring, but I quite like it. Placing the heel in the heels. And lifting the left leg either into a tree or holding the left foot in the right hand, maybe going behind the back with the left arm, holding the right arm, or seeing really good if you can sneak and hold your left foot with the left hand. If you can, raising the arm up. If you want, folding down. Wherever we are, let's stay there for 3 breaths. If you wobble, that's fine. Okay, if you've gone down, fold it down, bend your standing leg, and gently come up, and then letting go. Ideally not like this, but it's okay, we all wobble at times. Okay. Great, we are doing one last floor with warriors and then we're coming to the ground. I think we're all tired. Okay, we're standing in front of our mat and let's lift our toes, place them down, lift our heels, place them down. Wonderful, inhale, arms up, exhale, folding down. Inhale, fingertips to mat or hands to shins. Exhale, stepping or jumping back into plank. Inhaling in plank and exhale, coming down whichever we want. Knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, half chaturanga. Inhale, we're coming into our back bend. Cobra or upward dog, lovely. Exhale, we're pushing back. We're looking in between our hands and we're either stepping or jumping straight away back between our hands. And we're coming into a chair. So for chair, we're bending our knees. We want to be sure that we can see our big toes. Arms up or hands into heart center, whatever is more comfortable. And we want to be sure that our back is nice and flat again. So not that bum back, a duck back where we're pushing our bum out, but nice and flat back. I'm staying here for 5 breaths. Last breath, inhale, exhale. exhale. Inhale and exhale, straightening those legs and we're folding down. Full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins, fingertips to mat. Exhale, hands down, we're stepping or jumping back. Inhaling and plank, and exhale, we're coming down whichever way we want. Inhale, coming into a cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, we're rolling over our feet, coming into a down dog. And we're now going to place our left foot down, sole of the left foot down, and stepping forward with the right foot. One breath here. Our next inhale, we're coming up into a warrior one. And we're staying in a warrior one for 5 breaths. Really good, nice warriors. Again, we're pulling our right hip back, our left hip forward. Pushing into the back foot. Two more breaths. And now we're straightening that front knee. We're moving the toes around. It's a bit of a ballet here. We're moving the left toes to point forward now. The right foot is back, is flat down. And we're coming into warrior one on the other side. I know this isn't great because you can't see me properly now. Arms are up. Now warrior one here, just like what we did a moment ago. Pulling back this time with the left hip and pushing forward with the right. Arms, palms together or either apart. Looking great. 2 more breaths. Now we're going to open our arms and we're going to make our body flat. We're coming into warrior two from warrior one. Standing here, pushing into the back foot. Your front knee is over, the left knee is over the left ankle, and the knee's not falling in, but you're pushing the knee, if anything, out a little. Fantastic warrior twos. And we're looking over our front hand, our left hand. And we're staying here for another 2 breaths. Okay, we're going to straighten our front leg, or the left leg again. We're turning the left toes in to point to the side. We're turning our right toes forward to point to the front again. And we're bending our right knee. Warrior two on the other side. Fantastic. Well done, guys. And standing here again. Right knee or right ankle. Knee not falling in, but if anything, pushing it out. 3 more breaths. Looking to the front middle finger, the right middle finger. Okay, and now for the next exhale, we're cartwheeling our hands down, we're stepping back into plank. One last chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, sliding forward. Upward dog or cobra. Exhale, we're pushing back into our down dog and we're stepping forward. We're coming to seated. Lovely. Well done, guys. That was the seated sequence of the Ashtanga practice. All poses. So really well done. It is a strong practice and definitely using your body a lot. Let's do a few poses from the seated sequence and then we can relax. Just to stretch ourselves out. But first we're going to do Dandasana, our staff pose. So for that we're going to place our hands beside our glutes, beside our hips, and we're going to flex our toes and we're going to flex them so much that we're going to try and see if we can lift our heels off the mat. And our chin is tucked to our chest, we're looking to our big toes. We're sitting like that for 5. Breathing here. Lovely poses, everyone. You're feeling your legs work even though you're sitting. 2 more breaths. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, let's let go. Place the heels down, lifting the head. Lovely. We're going to, if you have a belt ready, we're going to come into our forward fold, Paschimottanasana, the classic forward fold. So of course we're doing it today. If you want to use your belt, you bring it around the balls of your foot, and you can hold it in your hands. If you don't have a belt, hold your calves. Inhale, we're sitting nice and tall. Exhale, we're folding down. And remember, we're hinging from the hip. We're not rounding our back. You want to keep your chest nice and open, your shoulders are not pulling forward. And we're looking forward. And pulling on your feet to pull yourself down as much as you want. Looking to the big toes, and we're staying here for 5 breaths. And inhale, we're coming up. And exhale, we're releasing the feet. Let's maybe bring our hands behind us, and actually, let's do this pose, because what I love about the Ashtanga sequence is it's sort of all building on each other, and you're warming yourself up in the pose that you're doing now was prepared for by the poses that came before, and there's also a counter pose. So right now we really stretch the backs of our legs like crazy, and you almost want to release it, so going like this is almost a natural pose. It's a natural movement. And what we're doing next, I'll show you first, is this reverse plank. So we're placing our hands about, 3 inches, 15 centimeters behind our bums, and we would lift up like this. If you find that too uncomfortable, you can bring your feet in and you can come in the reverse tabletop. So if you want to do that with me, your feet would be touching, and we're coming up, we're pressing into our hands, and you want to bring the soles of the feet down to the ground. And staying here, let's stay for just 3 breaths. Fantastic. And with the next exhale, we're coming down. Lovely. Okay, great. Let's move through. If you want, you could do a Vinyasa. So if you want, you could just move through a plank, then come down, upward dog, and back, and then jump through, but we don't have to. I'm going to do Janusashasana now, and then Baddha Konasana, Kobra pose, and then we're done. So for Janusashasana, I think we do that every time, but I really like it. So we're bringing our right foot in, so the right foot, sole of the foot is against the inner thigh of the left leg. The left leg is out in front of us. Again, if you have your belt and you want to use it, you can bring that around the ball of the left foot. Inhale, sitting up. And what you want to do is this micro twist. So your chest is actually facing the straight leg. Inhale and exhale, we're folding down. If you don't have a belt, you can hold your calf or your ankle or your foot. We're staying here for 5 or another 4 now. Lovely, everyone. Slowing down. And inhale, we're coming up. And exhale, we're letting go of our belt or a foot. We are now stretching the right leg out and bringing the left foot in. If you have a belt, place that around the ball of your foot. Sit up nice and tall, do that little twist so that your chest is facing the straight leg. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall, and exhale, we're folding. Breathing here. Inhale, we're coming up, and exhale, we're letting go of our belt or a foot. And now we can bring that right leg up straight away and come into a cobbler pose. So we're bringing the soles of our feet to touch. We can have our feet as far away from us as we want. We're holding, we're placing our hands around our feet, so the fingers are against the back of the foot, the thumb is against the ball of the foot, on the sole of the foot. We're tucking our chin and we're just looking down. We're sitting here. We're pulling on our feet. Maybe closing our eyes, and we're just sitting here, just like this, for 5 breaths. closed your eyes, open them again. Inhale, we're sitting up, and exhale, we're now pulling on our feet and we're trying to fall down with the flat back again. We're hinging from our hip, we're keeping our chest nice and open. Maybe pressing our elbows into our thighs to open our hips a little more. Just coming as low as we can or want today. And looking at a spot in front of our feet, I don't know, maybe, 30 centimeters, a couple of inches in front of your toes. So you're looking down. Like if your nose had a little laser pointer on it and there was the point where that would shine to on the floor, that's where we're looking. Staying for another 3 breaths. Lovely. Okay, inhale, we're coming up. And exhale, we're staying here for one more, and now we're going to round our back, so the next version. So we're just rounding our back, aiming our head towards our toes, they don't need to touch, just rounding here, just sitting. Let your gravity pull your head down. And sitting here for 5. Inhale, we're coming up. Exhale. Okay, great. And I think we're going to move straight into Shavasana now. We're going to bring our legs out in front of us, lying on our backs. Feet hip width apart. Arms by our side. Palms facing up. Shoulders relaxed. Tucking the chin a little bit maybe so that you have a nice flat neck. Releasing any tension in your body. Letting go of anything that you were holding on to. Relaxing your face. And noticing how your body feels. Maybe it's softer, warmer, less stiff than it was before. If none of those things are the case, that's also fine. Just relaxing. Asti prayaha paripalayantam Nayayena magena mahi mahishaha Go Brahman Bhya Samastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Om. Slowly start to come back. Maybe take a nice deep breath. Maybe bring some movement into your body, moving your fingers, your toes, your wrists and your ankles. Stretching your arms out overhead and bringing your feet together. A nice full body stretch. Making yourself long. And let go. Hugging your knees into your body. And rocking gently from side to side, massaging your lower back. And when your neck's towards the right, dropping your knees to the right, rolling onto your side, maybe bringing your head on your right upper arm. The left hand is in front of your chest. One breath here, inhale, exhale. Inhale with the exhale, let's push into that left hand and gently come to a seated position. Maybe sitting in a nice cross-legged pose. Let's do one big breath. Inhale, making a big circle with our arms. Exhale, pulling our hands in towards the heart. Let's bring our thumbs to the space between our eyebrows, our third eye. For clear and kind thoughts. Bring our thumbs to our throat. For clear and kind words. And thumbs to our heart. For clear and kind feelings. For others and for ourselves. If you want, you can bow with a gratitude to the practice of yoga and also gratitude to ourselves for moving today. Thank you so much for doing Ashtanga with me.